Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a Q&A because I realized I don't really share much about myself on my channel and I want to kind of change that, especially because we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, which if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. We are going to start off with some basic questions. So on my channel, I go by the name Breezy, which is not actually my real name. I think some of you may have figured that out, but my real name is Brianne and Breezy has always been my nickname. It's been one of my nicknames growing up, either Breezy or Bree, and I don't know, I just felt like for my channel I wanted to have some sort of alias, so I decided to go with Breezy. And I won't lie, it's actually kind of weird for me to introduce myself as Breezy because that's not my actual name. I am 22 years old and my birthday is September 13th, which actually makes me a Virgo. My favorite color really changes depending on my mood, but pink has always been a solid favorite color of mine, and then a few years ago green mixed in with there, but I think right now I'm very much into reds and browns, but pink will always be my holy grail favorite color. I went to college and I have a degree in fashion merchandising, and I'm actually going back to school in the fall to get a degree in psychology, so hopefully I can become some sort of fashion psychologist, which I didn't really know was a thing until a few years ago, but it is a thing and it's very interesting, and I think it would just combine my two loves of fashion and psychology. We are now going to move into the content creator slash influencer questions. And the first one is, which I guess doesn't really have anything to do with content creation, but is what was my dream job as a kid? I actually had multiple dream jobs. I think my ultimate dream job was to become an actor because when I was younger, I was very much into theater. I did musical theater all through elementary school, high school, middle school. I don't know why I said it in that order, but I always thought that I would be an actor, but I never wanted to be an actor on Broadway. I never wanted to be a Broadway actor. I always wanted to be in like a TV show or star in movies. I wanted to be an LA actor, not a New York actor, which is kind of weird because I always envisioned that I am more so like a New York vibe type of person versus an LA vibe, but that was always the dream of mine. The next question is, what got you into content creation and what motivates you to keep going? And do you want to be an influencer full time? What got me into content creation is I always wanted to be a YouTuber. When I was like 12, I actually had an iPhone 4, which I feel like I'm dating myself with that and I feel so old. And I would go around and make little vlogs. I would never edit them. They were just in my camera roll, but I would make little vlogs and I always dreamt of, you know, uploading them onto YouTube. I loved watching YouTube. That was like my thing. Every day I would come home from school, I'd pop on a YouTube video, do my homework and all of that. But I really got into it during the pandemic. Well, I was really thinking about it during the pandemic, and I think I started posting on my channel either 2021 or 2022, but that's when I decided that I'm gonna become real serious with this. And what motivates me to keep going is very hit or miss. Most of the time there will be times when I'm really creating videos that I love and not so much videos that I'm making to like grow my audience. It's just videos that I think are good, that make me feel good. I love filming them, I love editing them. I think when I make videos like that, that's what motivates me to keep going. And do I want to be an influencer full time? I don't think I want to be an influencer, but I want to be a content creator. And I know some people think that's the same thing, but in my mind it's two completely different things. A content creator is somebody who just makes content that enjoys filming and editing and just sharing their art with the world. Influencer is somebody who is kind of trying to persuade you to act a certain way, to buy things, to do something, or like to live a lifestyle that's similar to theirs. I don't want to do that. I want to inspire people to be their best selves. I don't want to force you to be like me. I just want to share my life and I just want to make my silly little videos. The next question is, what are you most excited about for your YouTube channel? And at the moment it is hitting 1,000 subscribers because I'm so close, and then I want to become monetized. But I think in the long run I just want to create a community of people who are happy, who are positive. I want to be able to inspire people to just be their best selves. That is just what I'm most excited for, is building a community of people who just want to uplift each other. The first question is, how do you manage stress? And I'll be honest, I don't. I literally don't. I am stressed 24/7, but I appear very calm. I don't know if that's a coping mechanism, a trauma response. I'm not really sure. There are a few things that help, and I know the first one is making sure I'm getting adequate sleep. When I'm not sleeping, I feel so overwhelmed. I feel like my life out of control and I don't know what to do. So making sure that I sleep is the first one. The next way I manage stress is making sure that I'm not always on on my phone, and it doesn't necessarily mean scrolling through social media, but like watching YouTube videos and just procrastinating in general, making sure that I'm doing what I need to do and staying on top of that. The third way I manage stress is making sure that I carve out time for myself, because a lot of times I'm stressed out because I feel like I don't have any time to do anything for me. If you watch my channel, you know how I talk about Sundays are my day for doing nothing, and I really try to not film, not edit, not work, not do anything but do what I love to do on Sundays. And not everybody can take a whole day to do nothing, right? But just carving out time, even every single day, if it's just for like 10 minutes to read a book or just do something for yourself, that has helped me tremendously, and it has reduced my stress. Not completely, but at least a little bit. The next question is, do you struggle with body image? If so, what are some tips for dealing with it? This might sound like such a pick-me thing to say, but I actually don't struggle with my body image. Not in the way that most people do. I think when I most struggle with it is when I put on an outfit and the outfit doesn't fit my body type. I think that's why I get a little bit overcritical about the way I look. I don't consume a lot of body type of content. I just kind of, if I like something, I'll wear it. If I don't, I won't. And I think for a long time when I was younger, I did struggle with not really body image, but just being who I was, because I went to a predominantly white school and I was one of like 5 black kids who went to the school. And then I went to college, and when I went to college, I went to a college that was so diverse. It had so many different people. It had people of all ages, all skin colors, all ethnicities, and I definitely didn't feel out of place anymore. And so I think definitely if you are struggling with your body type, one, get off of social media, because that is probably the lead contributor to that. But if you are going to be on social media, follow people who look different than you, follow people of all different skin types, body types. Do not just follow the same type of person. Don't just follow somebody who looks the exact same as the last person you followed. Everybody is beautiful. You are beautiful, and you need to remember that. You care more about the way you look and about yourself than anybody else does, even though it feels like the whole world is staring at you. And maybe try some affirmations. I know it sounds cheesy. Once you say it for a while, you kind of reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that, and that's what you need. I honestly don't know if that answered that question. I feel like I went on a little bit of a rant or a ramble and it was just kind of talking about whatever. So hopefully that helped you. We are going to move into some funner questions. So the first one is, who are your favorite actors and singers? Now, I do not think I have a favorite actor, and this is mainly because the type of TV I like to watch, I don't like to watch movies because my attention span is just not long enough. Unless the movie is just like a documentary. I like psychological thrillers. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I really like movies like that. As for TV shows, I love me a good reality show, okay? With that, they're not really actors, they're actual people, so I don't really think that counts as having a favorite actor. But the TV shows that I actually do watch that aren't reality is, I love Grey's Anatomy, but I stopped watching around season 17 because I was like, you got rid of all my favorite characters, and now the show was just going on for far too long. I simply cannot do that. I cannot keep watching this show. And I also really loved Glee when I was younger, and I still rewatch it from time to time. I don't think there's really an actor on there that I'm like, you are my favorite actor of all time. But moving on to singers. Now, with singers, I love somebody who can sing. Like for me, I love lyrics, okay? I love the lyrics of the song, and I really listen to lyrics very closely. But if you're not good at writing lyrics, or you don't have a good enough ghostwriter for your lyrics, if you can sing, then everything else is fine. And I will like to say that my favorite lyricist, up until this point in my life, favorite lyricist is Louis Tomlinson, which leads me to the next question, which is, what is your favorite song by Louis Tomlinson? And that one is hard to answer because I actually don't know. Well, actually, okay. My favorite song from him is one that's not released, and it's called Copy of a Copy of a Copy. I love that song so much. When it came out, I was mesmerized by it. I couldn't stop listening to it. That is hands down my favorite song by him. A close second right now would be, I don't know, I really love Defenseless from his first album. That was a really good song. And to answer your question, if you're wondering, yes, I am a Directioner, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say about that because we don't need to go into that. My favorite song by Louis Tomlinson is Copy of a Copy of a Copy. The next question is, where is one place you would live if given the opportunity? I would move to New York. I would move to New York in a heartbeat if it was within the US, okay? But if we're talking about internationally, there are a few places. I I think the first place I would love to live is Montreal in Canada. I really want to go visit there. I'm learning French specifically so I can go to Montreal and I could speak French, even though they also speak English there, but I want to be able to speak French because if I move there, you know, they speak both. Another place would probably be to live in London for a little bit. I don't know if that would be like a long-term residence type of thing, but to live in London for at least 6 months, I think I would really enjoy that. I just want to live, I think my ultimate goal is to live somewhere in a city. I am such a city girl, and not in that way, but I just love living in a city. I think in the future I'm going to move to some sort of big city. The last question is, what's your favorite book you read last year? The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I love that book way too much. I don't know what it was about it, but I loved it. I read it in like 2 or 3 days. It is a short book, so that probably makes sense. And that is all I can say about that. And with that being said, we have made it to the end of this video. If you made it this far, I want you to comment down below this emoji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.